Shalom. Call Allah Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Shem Yahushai Barakatham to the hopefully elect. Alright, so just back with another quick video. It was funny because I did a video not too long ago. Pretty much going into that spirit of Rapshakab, or basically that spirit of fear, intimidation that pretty much the enemy tries to use to their advantage to get people to submit to what they want. All right, because here in this article, it says Bill Gates compares people who refuse to wear masks amid COVID to nudists who won't wear pants in public. All right, so because we know and understand, all right, begin with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, all right, very soon they're going to start demonizing the Hebrew Israelites, all right, and anyone who pretty much speaks out against their agendas, the whole New World Order thing that they're trying to set up, all right, anyone who speaks up against it is going to be deemed pretty much a domestic terrorist, all right. They're going to become number one enemy to the state, to the government, to the United States, basically, right? All right. Because again, here it is. They're trying to make people that don't believe in wearing masks, all right. They're going to try to paint the narrative that you're crazy, basically, and you're the problem. And, people that don't believe in wearing these face masks, all right, pretty much something along the lines of like you're pretty much putting everyone else in danger. You're a risk to society, right? Because again, they try to make it a big deal about these big masks, but without rambling too much, I'm going to get into some of this article and just a few precepts. It says billionaire Microsoft founder and climate activist Bill Gates has compared people opposed to mask wearing to nudists who refuse to wear pants in public. It says, as highlighted by Business Insider, Gates addressed the coronavirus pandemic and the wearing of masks as a prophylactic against infection on his brand new podcast with actress Rashida Jones. During the exchange, Gates told Jones that he simply doesn't understand why some people are so opposed to wearing masks. Well, for one, all right, and this is something that you can pretty much look into on your own, because for one thing, wearing those masks, you're pretty much compromising your immune system. You're wearing these masks. Here it is. If I'm not mistaken, when you exhale, you're breathing out carbon dioxide. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. But you wearing these face masks, you're pretty much exhaling, or you're pretty much taking back in what you're releasing out. And a lot of those face masks, there's no telling, what they're laced with as it is, that in itself. But nevertheless, again, wearing these face masks, all right, they actually do more harm than good. Again, you're compromising your immune system. All right. So that, that's for one thing. I'm trying to figure out where was that. Opposed to wearing masks. It says the idea that somebody's resisting wearing a mask, that is such a weird thing to me, he told Jones during Bill Gates and Rashida Jones asked big questions. What are these? Like nudist, he added. I mean, we asked you to wear pants, and no American says, or very few Americans say that that's like some terrible thing. Jones responded, if you want to get back to normal life anytime sooner, wear a mask or don't wear a mask and stay home. But like to ask for both things feels like you just want things to do better. You just want things to be better, and they're not. So you kind of just want to deal with what it is. All right. So basically, all right, again, trying to make it, you know, like what's the big deal with wearing masks, basically. All right, which again, again, you can do your own research on it. But wearing those face masks, all right, they do you more harm than good. And again, you're compromising your immune system, because that's pretty much how you fight any disease, any sickness. All right, you strengthen your immune system. If you know me, all right, I'm somewhat into health and fitness and things of that nature. A lot of people ask me questions dealing with fitness and health related topics, and one of the main things I always tell people, I'm always telling people to build your immune system, strengthen your immune system. All right, and it could be something as basic as going for a walk, a 20-minute walk in the sun. That sun, man, it has a lot of people underestimate the benefits, the many benefits that the sun provides. But just that alone, something like that alone, being in the sun, getting some sunlight, and absorbing all those benefits. All right, just that alone can strengthen your immune system. But here it is, they're telling you they pretty much stay home. All right, when I'm on social media, I'm on Facebook, I see people who are lost in the sauce. They have no clue. All right, all in their emotions talking about stay home. People need to stay home, right? But again, it's about strengthening your immune system. That's pretty much that's your body's defense system, your immune system. And again, wearing these masks, all right, you're compromising your immune system. All right. But nevertheless, man, because again, these elites, they do have an agenda. All right. And I believe this was set up strategically, wearing these face masks to purposely compromise people's immune system for when they release the real deal. Because I think personally that they are going to release something, especially in the winter seasons, the cold seasons, where this is the prime time people get sick, more trips to the hospital and doctor's offices, things of that nature. So they could, I believe they purposely had people wearing this face mask all year, to compromise everyone's immune system. So when they do release the real thing, they'll be justified, justified and making people get vaccinated and things of that nature. But nevertheless, man, because again, I just get that, this is coming in a sense in the vibration of that the spirit of that of Rapshakah. Like I said, I did a video on it not too long ago, where they use fear tactics, intimidation, right? But to put it in, because Esau, they use their little fear tactics and whatnot, but they're slick with it. All right, you got this guy Joe Biden. All right, one of his press conferences he recently did after he won the president-elect status. All right, he did a press conference, and he because that's one thing that these devils do. This is how they get you. They appear to be humble and they speak as a like a lamb, docile, but in his heart, man, they're plotting. All right, they say one thing with their mouths, but in their heart is war. All right. So again, that's why I said, this comes in, they come in that whole vibration of the spirit of Rapshakah, right? Where, right now things are not necessarily mandatory, not yet at least, but they present it in a way that, it's harmless, Like I was saying about Joe Biden, he did a little press conference. Basically, kept repeating, just wear the mask, wear the mask. We got to come together. We got to fight we got to fight this common enemy. We got to come together. Just wear the mask. Just wear the mask. Like I said, that whole spirit of Rapture Ka, you know, but in a way, and I'll go ahead and get some precepts. But like I said, he's humble with it, because he's a slick devil. Go to the book of Psalms 36. I start at verse 3. It says, the words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. He hath left off to be wise and to do good. He deviseth mischief upon his bed. He setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil. So you see, all right, because this is why the scriptures tell you to never trust thine enemies, which I'm gonna get that. But nevertheless, all right, everything that these devils, everything that they put out, is deceit. Is wickedness. And being that Jake, they trust everything that their God tells them, which is Esau. They trust everything that these people put out there. All right, and this is why majority of the people are going to fall by the wayside. All right, because everything that these people devise is mischief. It's not for your good. It's not for your benefit. It's to destroy you. All right. They don't go to bed without devising some wicked scheme. They wake up thinking about wickedness. All right. They dream about wickedness. All right. This man was created to play his role, which is the role of the wicked, to deceive. All right. So again, nothing that these people put out there is for your benefit, especially you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. All right, because you got to remember, the same people that are talking about these vaccinations and wearing face masks and all these other things, these are the same people that believe the Earth is populated, or excuse me, these are the same people that believe the Earth is overpopulated, and they believe in depopulation. All right, remember the Georgia Guidestones, maintaining humanity under 500. I believe it was 500 million, if I'm not mistaken. All right, and one of the ways that they plan on depopulating the population, all right, is through those vaccinations, through wearing these face masks, where you're compromising your immune system, your body's self-defense system, right? Making you susceptible to catching these sicknesses and diseases. These are the same people with the same agenda. All right. So again, nothing that these devils put out there is for the benefit of the people, especially so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. So from there, I'm gonna go to Ecclesiastes, the 10th chapter. I'm gonna read the 13th verse. It says, the beginning of the words of his mouth is foolishness, and the end of his talk is mischievous madness. So you see, because the scriptures talk about how the wisdom of this world is foolishness with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, and lately, they've been talking about. Go back to this article. I don't know if it said it in this article, but you keep hearing this thing about science. All right, in the name of science. Or actually, I didn't even finish the article. But I'll go ahead and read this last part. It says, Gates and Jones also spoke with Dr. Anthony Fauci, which that's another devil. All right. It says during their premiere episode, they discussed a potential vaccine rollout. Again, the same people, the same individuals that are pushing these vaccines and wearing these face masks, these are the same people that believe in depopulation. So, keep that in mind. It says one of the things we're dealing with is a degree of essentially fatigue that people have about going through this. Fauci said during the interview, "It's amazing. It's almost like a distortion of time, Rashida." He continued, "I want to tell people, don't give up. This is going to end. Science is going to help us with the vaccine and therapy. And if we pay attention to the public health measures, we can gain control of it. The thing that you don't want to happen is that people said, I've done this so long. I'm tired of it. The heck with it. I'm just going to go out there and do what I want to do." And people are already at that point where they're pretty much in fatigue. People are tired of wearing these face masks. All right. And people are desperate to, get back into how things used to be. People are desperate. And again, Esau, they know these things. Best believe they're, don't think for a second that they're not paying attention to what's going on. They're not studying the people's reactions. They're paying attention and they're well aware. All right. And again, Esau is going to use that to his advantage. And again, this is why he pushes his propaganda. Wear the face mask, get vaccinated. All right. Because ultimately it's a form of witchcraft. All right. But nevertheless, people, man, for the most part, man, because they're hyping up the numbers dealing with this COVID. COVID is on the rise, but you don't see people dropping dead. These hospitals, then they're not overcrowded. All right. People know that this is all for the most part, it's a scam. But nevertheless, all right, because then now they're talking about how once you catch COVID, it could possibly remain in your system for 10 years and all this other stuff. Again, fear and intimidation. That spirit of Rab Shakah. All right. But nevertheless, because like I said, they're in the name of science, all right, which the scriptures say that their science is basically false. It's false science. And again, ultimately it's witchcraft to get you people into willingly submitting to the things that they got set up. Going back to Ecclesiastes 10 and 13, it says, "The beginning of the words of his mouth is foolishness, and the end of his talk is mischievous madness." All right. Again, in the name of science, which again, the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the how about Shemel Shai. So again, this is why you shouldn't trust anything that these devils put out there. Whenever they say something, it should be right away. It should be. There should be red flags, but that doesn't mean to say that eyebrow should raise. That you aren't doing it in just the same way as you're breathing without knowing how you breathe. Go to Ecclesiasticus, Sirach, the 12th chapter, starting at verse 10. It says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like iron rusteth, so is his wickedness." All right. Because, you got majority of Jake thinking that, the so-called white man, he's changed, when he hasn't. That old rust is still there. It never left. And the true intent of these Edomites, it's pretty much been revealed because of this guy Trump, because again, the hatred that Esau has for Jake is never left. They just, again, they're just slick devils, and they've been hiding it all this time. But again, this is why the scriptures say never trust your enemy, as I just read. Because just when you get to a point where you're comfortable and your guard is down, Esau, he's gonna strike, and that's what these devils they're about to do. All right, they're they're about to make their moves. When you read verse 11, it says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed. So you see, because again, these devils, all right, they speak peaceable words. They come in a humble, that humble setting, right? And again, once they, come in a humble spirit, it should raise eyebrows. Like I just said here, it says take good heed. All right, you definitely want to double up and pay attention and keep your eyes open. All right, because also you got to remember these are the same this is that same in Revelation that it calls him that old serpent. This is the same serpent that beguiled Eve in the garden way back in Genesis. That was subtle, all right, slick, cunning. This is that same devil, that same spirit you want to take heed of. It says, and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. So yeah, again, all right, because the spirit, man, it'll reveal all, it'll reveal all things. And sure enough, like I said, with Trump being in, as long as he's been in office, all right, America's true, their true emotions have been revealed. Because again, it never left. Though they covered it, but it's never left. It's still there. And even more so, all right, the time that we're coming into, these devils are going to start showing they're really going to start showing their true colors. And they're real, the hatred that they've been, storing up for so long, all right, it's going to be revealed. So this is why, again, man, again, this is why the scriptures say to never trust your enemies. No matter what they say, no matter how docile they might appear to be, how they approach, all right, never trust your enemies. It says, verse 12, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words, and he pricked therewith. Because there's a saying in the world, you keep your friends closer, your enemies closer. All right, this cuts that. You want to stay, concerning your enemies, you want to stay as far away from them as possible. All right, because they're looking to destroy you. Set you up for the kill. Keep your enemies as far away as possible. Jump down to verse 16. It says, and an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. So you see, again, going back to these face masks. All right, they come in a docile like state, a humble state. You got to wear the face mask. We got to come together. We got to fight this enemy. God, just wear your face mask. Just cover your face. Just wear the face mask. When in reality, again, it's compromising your immune system. It's doing you more harm than good. And they know this. Again, they want to purposely make you more sick. Because again, that's what it's doing. Wearing those face masks and covering your face. All right. That's what it's doing. You're compromising your immune system. I keep losing my place to a pit. It says, he will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. So you see, again, because these devils, man, Like I quoted, they go to bed plotting wickedness. They wake up thinking wickedness, just devising mischief. And that's not good enough for him. It's never good enough for him. Why? Because he was created to be the devil. Esau was created to be the wicked. So it's just in his nature. And this is just one of many, many ways, all right, that they poison us. This is just one of many ways that they're killing us, destroying us with these face masks. All right. So again, this is why, we gotta be cautious in how we move out here. We gotta be cautious with everything that these devils say, with everything that they put out, because people are gonna fall for this. Him coming in this humble like appearance, all right, this docile like appearance. People are gonna fall for it. And again, like I mentioned, this is why the majority of the people, they're gonna fall by the wayside. Because they trust in everything that their daddy Esau tells them, rather than listening to the prophets. So, that was it. Go ahead and end it off there. Giving all credit to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Until next time, I say shalom.